Hey everybody, we just finished watching the Loki finale, episode 6, for all time, always. And that's Owen Wilson and as Loki, Tom Hiddleston, being carried off by to the variants. And first of all, I want to praise Marvel for an excellent and thought-provoking episode or set of episodes that give us a deeper look at Loki and who Loki is. And I have to say I love that the characters are so wonderfully diverse and that there's so many black characters, people that normally you haven't gotten the chance to get such roles. Now, not anymore. But I have to, now that I've gotten that identification out of the way, I have to observe, wow, what a mind-blowing episode. It was so dark because it left us with this vision of a world without time. Time is all over the place. Toward the end scene, the clock had many different hands, indicating that there's different times. I guess I don't know what that means, how you interpret time. It's all over the place. People were running here and there. Chaos was breaking out. And Kang the Conqueror, so he stabbed him, said, "I'll be back." And how about the actor that played him? His expressive face. I think I could have been a great Kang the Conqueror. How about you? But, what do you think of it? What do you think of the finale? It leaves me... The question is, does it leave you wanting more? To me, it looks like more is more depressing because it didn't leave with a happy ending. I mean, you realize that, right? It gave us an unhappy ending. Rather than choosing order, Sylvie chose chaos. I don't understand that. And when she put the sword through Kang the Conqueror, which really she didn't have to do because he wasn't... I mean, he did die. He did stop moving around. Okay, so okay, but he said, "I'll be back." And at the end, we saw him in this statue. I mean, was that his reincarnation? He's just reincarnated, or was he that statue all the time? Because that last statue looked just like him. Remember that? I mean, that was dead on him. So I have to come away saying, I'm not jazzed about the ending. Also, I didn't see this Greta Thunberg reference. People were talking about it. Someone said, you think, yeah, this last episode was way less intense than the rest of them. I feel let down, says Mr. Shadow. It was anticlimactic in that way. It wasn't... I mean, I disagree when you say it was less intense. The dialogue was certainly very intense. The situation was quite intense. I felt every bit of that. It was weighty from the perspective of dialogue. There was a lot going on there, right? But Loki specializes in, well, you know what? Loki specializes in being Loki. The show specializes in being as mercurial and as confusing as the character himself. If you think about it. Because once you think it's going to turn left, it winds up turning right. And then when you think you know where it's going when it turns right, it turns out it goes up. And when you think you know where it's going when it turns up, it goes down. So it's got you going, man, that's going this way, that way, that way, and that way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It's like, I mean, in terms of the whole, do I think it's the best Marvel series? No. I believe Captain America and the Winter Soldier, this one, right here, uh, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I believe is the best. Black Widow's a great Marvel movie, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the best because it touches on a lot of contemporary issues. And look, like it or not, we tend to favor those things which mirror our realities more often than anything else. That's just the way we're wired, you know. Um, and it has a lot of home place. He says this was her opportunity to trust Loki. I think I wanted her to listen. Yeah, Mr. Shaw, you were invested in it as I was. I like that they kissed at the end, right? How come there can't be romance with the black guys getting it, you know? How come the white guys always have to have the fun? You know what? You make your own broadcast. But anyway, I didn't. I'm disappointed that it ended the way that it did. It didn't end. It didn't give me the happy ending I wanted. It didn't give me the bow. It gave me with a lot of questions that have to be assembled. And it left Loki crying and running, and what's he going to do next, right? And if you notice how Loki increasingly seems to be the only sane person around, so maybe he deserves to be, maybe he'll wind up being the timekeeper. That's a lot of responsibility. But all this gets to my point. The way they wrote it is that there's a lot of intricate timelines and stories. And it's not that they just sort of came up with it. There's a lot of source material to work off of going back decades. And they did a great job. So, where do we go next with this? You tell me. Mr. Shadow Man, where do we go? Where are we going? What happens the next episode set of Loki? What happens to, do you know, we don't know who, we don't know what happens with the judge. Remember the judge said she was going to find free will? And I thought maybe the judge trying to find free will, I thought maybe she had something to do with those branches. I don't know. It was interesting how Kang just sort of sat there somewhere. I don't know what's going on. But how could he not know what's going on? I mean, let me put it this way. He's not God. We figured that out because he might know what other people are doing, but he's not all-knowing. Because if he were all-knowing, he would know why what was about to occur was occurring. Sure, you could know what happened, right? There's a lot of interesting statements in this, too. He says, Mr. Shadowman says, I think they will try to set up Ant-Man and the Wasp and that Kang is going to appear in, but I think we'll be in a loop fighting each other, Kang with some Avenger appearances. So, but which version of Kang? You see? Remember there was a line in Loki where he said, if you think I'm the enemy, wait until you see my variants. Remember that? Ooh. All right. Well, bedtime, folks. Share your comments, please. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. I'll be back to talk more about this.